Tabletop Spotlight, brought to you by Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy. Hey everyone, I'm AdamHarry from BoLS Tabletop News with
Evan from Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy.
And we're back with another Tabletop Spotlight. Evan,
yes.
I know you like space games.
Yes.
You brought one today. What is it?
This is a good one. This one's called Impulse.
Ooh.
Specifically, this is the second edition Impulse. It's a game where each player plays as their own federation, exploring an unknown part of the galaxy. And you're kind of trying to spread your influence on the natives of that part of the galaxy to be the best of the federations.
Yeah, this is not a new game. Actually, we have the first edition right here.
If this looks familiar, that's why. Yeah,
but this is the new and improved version.
Updated artwork, a few rule changes, but other than that, completely the same.
Cool. Well, let's take a look at Impulse. All right, Evan, so we've got Impulse here set up for a 4-player game. We're just going to show off some of the cool mechanics in here. So, yeah, walk us through. What are we looking at?
Definitely. Well, welcome to the part of the galaxy we're going to be exploring. It's going to start off with, depending on how many players there are, cards that are faced up in your starting position. Now, the rest of the cards, as you can see over here, are going to be face down. They're going to be mystery cards, if you will. When you go explore them, you're going to pick that card up and you're going to add it to your hand. After you add it to your hand, you're going to choose one card from your hand, could be the same card you picked up, and place it down face up like these ones in the example. Each card has a different ability, different thing you can do, but more importantly, it's about the cards in the Impulse, as we can see up here in the Impulse tracker. Now up here in the very top, we're going to have the tracker for points. The first person to get to 20 points is going to be the winner. Down here you can see 1, 2, 3, and 4. As you play the game, your first thing you do in your turn is going to add a card to the Impulse tracker on the very far right. You're going to do the ability there. It's a universal card, so everyone's going to do that ability when it comes to their turn. But everyone's also going to add another card to the Impulse tracker on their turn. And it's going to keep going down until there's 4. Now, when you come to your turn and there's already 4 on the board, you're going to take the far left one off, discard it, and add another one. This is kind of a universal actions that people can do. You will also, however, have your own what's called Impulse Tracker on the side of your player board. As you can see over here, this is the player board. You're going to put those cards in a row up to 4. You can have more than 4, actually. And you can choose not to do those actions that turn. However, when it gets to 4, you have to do it by the end of that turn. Up here, we'll see 4 different colors. They correspond with the different colors of the cards. You have blue, pinkish, salmon color, yellow, and green. These, if you want, you can do a mining action and turn these cards, as you can see by the gems on top, into resources. Now, there are several ways to get points. One of those is by mining resources and then clearing them out. You can also get points through fighting, as we'll talk about here in a second. You also get points if you are surrounding the center planet in the galaxy. Now, there are 2 types of ships. They're represented by the same little miniature. However, if it's standing up, it is a trade ship. And if it's laying down, kind of in between cards, it is a fighter ship. The fighter ships can go to war, battle each other, and it's a very simple system. You're going to be flipping over cards, kind of like how War, the card game, works. And you can add cards from your hand and stuff like that. Trade ships, they don't go to combat. They just go from planet to planet. They can even go on the same planet as long as there's no enemy freighter in the same planet. You get points from doing actions like colonizing the area, but also, if you can see down here, you have techs on your board. Now, there are
That's
6...
what these are, right?
Yes, those are the 2 basic techs that you start off with. There are 6 races you can choose from for this game, up to 6 players. Each race starts with a basic tech that is universal. Everyone has the same tech, and then they have their own unique tech. As you go on, you're going to be adding cards to these 2 spots. You can't have more than 2 cards, so you're going to be covering up those techs if you choose to do so. But they're usually very useful, and in your scenario will help you better than what you get there. Battles are explained here. Only freighters can battle. You can have groups, and those groups are called fleets. However, if you lose a battle, even if you have 3 in your fleet, the whole fleet is lost. So you have to lose it. Yes, it's a big loss. However, of course, you're usually more powerful with the more ships you have. Other than that, there is 2 expansions, which we'll briefly talk about. There's Break for Launch. These came out with the 2nd edition. There's Break for Launch, which will add fighter ships, different kinds of fighter ships that will allow you to do better in combat and have more fun in that aspect. And then there's All Your Base, as you can see here. This allows each player to build their own bases that have their own unique abilities and resource management as well. So that is the basic overview of Impulse.
Sweet. And again, this board was just set up for the example. This isn't how you start the game.
No, exactly.
You start with one of your command spots here with the ships on.
Yeah, a card flipped over. These cards would be face down. One of the unique aspects of this game and a lot of fun is going to be the galaxy is going to be different every single time. It's a different map every single time. I also want to cover the rulebook real quick. It is this nice small pamphlet. It's actually 39 pages. However, they're very brief.
Yeah.
On the very end is FAQ. It's just going to go over what the overview of the game is, and it's going to break down each component, each setup, and like as you see in most games.
Yeah.
But also how you win the game.
How do we win the game, by the way?
First person to 20 points. It's a point-based system.
Yep.
There's several ways to get points. You can read them in the rule book. There is a team variation for 4 or 6 players as well. And basically that just means you start with less ships, but each player on the team can move around their own planets as a team. And in that case, the first person to 20 wins for the team.
Okay, cool.
Otherwise, it's calculated all at the same time. Yeah, but it's going to go over what the different colors of the cards are going to mean, what each card action is, going to break down that, and also the different actions you can do in your turn.
Yeah.
Like most games by the same creator, most cards have multiple abilities, so it's not just one ability on one card. You can use it for mining resources, or you can use it for your own impulse tracker and everything like that. So there's several ways to win, but there's some good strategy as well. So
cool. Let's hop out for a really fast recap. Well, that was Impulse, a really cool space exploration, kind of influence peddling kind of game. I like it, man. It's got some cool mechanics.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, let's crunch the numbers on this real fast. It is 2 to 6 players. It's 13 and up, and it runs about 30 to 60 minutes.
Yes.
And Evan, tell us about the expansion stuff.
So there are 2 expansions that came out with the second edition. There is Break for Launch, and then there is All Your Base. They add a few mechanics, like you can build fighters to fight your wars, or you can build bases in the All Your Base.
Cool.
The base game is $39.99, and the expansions are each $19.99.
Cool.
And we just backed on Kickstarter, so it's not officially out everywhere, but
Gotcha.
keep an eye out for it in your local gaming store.
Sweet, yeah. So if your gaming store was one of the early adopter Kickstarter backers, they may have it in stock. Go check with them. For everybody else, it's coming to retail soon. We don't know when, but soon. So cool stuff. Thanks for bringing it by.
Yeah.
I'm AdamHarry from BoLS.
I'm Evan from Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy.
And this has been another Tabletop Spotlight. Thanks again for watching. Click to subscribe. Support us on Patreon. Check out more videos. And thanks for watching.